Welcome in Tuesday edition, Blue Sky Live here with you this morning. Chase Parham, Neal, McCready, Clark Ford Studio. Lane Kiffin had his final press conference with local media prior to the season opener Saturday night at Vaught Way Stadium against Furman to open the 2024 season. So we'll discuss some of his comments. Got a little NFL stuff today, a little college sports business stuff for you here today, as well as we are geared toward Saturday. First SEC games again on Thursday, Missouri and Arkansas, both taking part in that. Murray State and Arkansas Pine Bluff, respectively, the opponents for those teams. So all that and more coming up on today's show. Show brought to you every day by Blue Sky locations throughout Mississippi. That's up and down I-55. That's throughout North Mississippi as well. Lunch specials, you get those for $5.69. Couple sides, bread, any size fountain drink. Also, Sweet Daddy's locations throughout the state of Mississippi, ribs, pulled pork, and plenty more. Let them take care of dinner tonight. Call ahead. They'll wrap it up, have it ready to go. Look, we're busy. Got kids going with activities, school, and whatnot. So take part in that with Blue Sky. And again, coming to you from the Clark Ford Studio.
We are Clark Ford's in Amory, Mississippi, 662-257-1900. Call that number. Ask for Corey Clark. Tell Corey what Ford product you're looking for. He'll send you a quote within 15 minutes in business hours. Right to the bottom line. No hassle, no haggle. You get your quote. The rest is up to you. Shop that quote around. You can do what I've done, what I recommend that you do, and let's hop into a Clark Ford today. Like me, you will love the product. You'll love the service. Corey and the people at Clark Ford, they've certainly become my car guy, my truck guy. They'll be yours too as well. Don't forget to check out their Facebook page. It's Larry Clark Ford, Larry Clark Chevrolet. Sometimes the deals are there before you can get them on the phone. So check that out. 662-257-1900. Guests join throughout the week on the Campbell Clinic hotline. From fractures and sports injuries to complex spine and limb conditions, the pediatric orthopedic physicians at Campbell Clinic in Oxford are the only specialized pediatric orthopedic team in North Mississippi providing expert care for growing bodies. Visit CampbellClinicOxford.com to schedule an appointment or call 901-759-3111.
As we told you yesterday, if you'd like a chance to win an extra $500, do us a favor. Go to BlueWirePods.com/survey. Complete the Blue Wire audience survey about you and your podcast listening habits for a chance to win a $500 gift card. The survey will create a better advertising experience for you. In turn, helps us as well. That's BlueWirePods.com/survey. Just answer a couple questions. You get a chance to win $500. Read the full terms and conditions, all that good stuff. Again, BlueWirePods.com/survey for that. I have no interest in watching it. Are people actually interested in this Connor Stallions documentary that's on Netflix? I mean, there is nothing that maybe it's what we do. Maybe it's just I don't find it compelling because of what we do or me going, yeah. But there's nothing about that went, hey, let me sit down and kill an hour on this guy who, per a couple reviews that I read this morning, essentially wants you to think that he is this huge victim in the whole thing. And it's like, I mean, I get the machine is bigger than you and you work the scapegoat in a way, but come on, like you knew what you were signing up for. I'm just having a hard time. I'm having a hard time finding anyone that is a sympathetic figure, which is typically what you need in something I'm going to view. I have to care about it, and I don't care.
Yeah, no, I'm not. I'm not remotely interested in it. No, none of it surprised me when it happened because college football is just bizarre world, and maybe it's probably because you and I are around it. We're sort of immune to the weirdness.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sure there's a market out there of hundreds.
Oh, wow, that really happens. Let me really dive in.
Of, wow, I can't believe this happened. And I mean, that's an extreme case, but I mean, you'd have to really shock me with something. I mean, I don't even know what you could come up with to make me go, oh, wow, that happened.
Was the Canadian soccer thing with the drones shocking to you?
I didn't see that.
The women's soccer team for the Olympics, they were using drones to spy on opponents for practice and things.
Oh, no, that doesn't surprise me at all.
Okay, yeah.
No.
They got penalized like so many points, but I think they still got out of group play anyway because they were really good.
I missed that. Okay. No, that doesn't surprise me. Nothing cheating oriented surprises me at all. Like you would have to go into a completely different realm.
You have to do something just so brazen.
Yeah, spying on walkthroughs and stuff. No, that doesn't surprise me. These are highly competitive people that are always sort of teetering on the brink.
So much money at stake.
Ego.
Things at stake.
Pressure, ego. career growth, everything. Yeah, you just can't. I don't think you could surprise me. I mean, people have laundered money through churches and children's hospitals.
It's true.
That's so. Yeah, what could you possibly do?
I mean, the church thing was fairly genius for a long time because you're not getting caught.
Yeah, well, no one's going to prosecute that, right?
Uh-huh.
I mean, think about it.
The first person who went, you know what? Hey, John, got an idea. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to run it through the offering plate. Then they're going to give it to a family. And who's going to say anything?
Yeah, I kind of agree with Andre here. Andre Duke says when the gambling stuff comes, it will be front page. I think that's probably the next big scandal.
Point shaving?
Yeah. Some major college football game is going to get thrown. That's probably the next big scandal. Because there's people inside these teams that aren't making tons of money that probably feel like they should be making tons of money. And that there's so much money in the gambling world that, to the point where it wasn't that long ago when the TV people were like, hey, we can't do this gambling thing. Now it's a huge part of all the programming.
Oh, ESPN Bets pops up everywhere.
Yeah.
Social media, in the middle of shows. Still kind of clunky. They haven't figured out really how to make it seamlessly work and make sense. And kind of where they put it and where they don't put it.
Yeah.
But no, it's right there.
So that's probably the next big scandal that will make the Connor Stallions thing look pretty elementary. I mean, the part that no one's really been able to explain to me, I'm not excusing what Michigan did by any stretch of the imagination, but I'm not really sure that's what gave them an advantage. That guy standing on the sideline interpreting the signals. I mean, come on, everybody's stealing signals. I'm sort of like, who was it? It was Travis Williams, who I covered when he was a linebacker at Auburn. He's the DC at Arkansas now, and he was talking about how much work goes into signal stealing everywhere.
The complexity of it, if you will.
Yeah. And like Kiffin said, everywhere they still have to get all their signals in because you can't trust that technology to work.
Yeah, they're still going to go through the processes.
Of course. Because there's going to be games, multiple games. At the college level, multiple games where the audio, the helmet communication doesn't work. It's going to happen all the time. It's new. I mean, how many times have you been in a college football stadium and the Wi-Fi simply doesn't work?
It happens.
Frequently.
Yeah.
I mean, that's coming.
And if one headset goes out, you're both off because you can't give it an advantage. So
allegedly.
It's fair. Touche.
Again, someone will cheat that system. It's coming. Things that don't happen in the NFL because the NFL controls it. College football.
So do you think we're about to see even more brazen tampering of loopholes in this kind of way?
Yes.
Because of
1,000,000%.
Because there's more rules, there's more stuff.
Yes. And yet there aren't any more people to oversee it.
That's why the injury thing keeps getting worse and worse and worse, where people just falling on the flopping on the field.
Of course.
Because they can.
Yeah. I mean, well, like they want to put out injury reports next year. Ole Miss didn't even put out a depth chart yesterday. I mean, all depth charts, jokes aside, that's never happened. I've been on the beat 17 years. The Monday before the first game has always been, even in the Kiffin years, has been depth chart day. Look, I don't care. It doesn't matter. Like I've told you, they're going to run 11 dudes out on offense and 11 dudes out on defense to start the game on Saturday, or else they're going to play a man down or they're going to get a penalty.
But it was not depth chart day yesterday.
No. I think it just shows you the new landscape in college football, which is you are just trying to appease so many people as long as you possibly can. It's why the pushback on the 2 windows. We talked about this yesterday. I won't belabor the point, but I talked to a couple of college football people yesterday who were like, man, this 1 window thing would really, at least, it would turn the heat down on the stove.
Mm-hmm.
One guy made the analogy. He goes, when you boil water and it's so hot that you're pretty sure it's going to go over the top of the thing and get all over the stove, the range? I'm like, yeah. And he goes, you just got to turn it down a little bit. You want it to simmer, but you don't want it to overflow.
It would put the wooden spoon on top.
Yeah.
That's what it would do.
He goes, that's where we are. Like we just need to turn it down. He goes, everybody knows he's not turning it off, but we need to turn it down. He goes, but there's no real hope this is going to get done because it's going to get fought. But yesterday, Ole Miss is going to play Furman. Furman. Not Clemson. Furman. They're not even in the same classification. And you can't put a depth chart out? The reason you can't put it, and I'm not being critical, by the way, but you don't do it because of internal on your team. You're not trying to keep things away from Clay Hendricks and the Paladins. This is internal.
Jamie says 10 SEC schools put out depth charts yesterday.
Yeah.
I'll take his word for it.
Yeah. I saw where Auburn did.
So a little more than half.
But shows you that 6, so it's 30-something, 40-something% said, nah, we can't do it. Too much internal stuff.
It's a big number. When you really think about it, that's a big number for that, what would seem to be just perfunctory task, that whatever.
Yeah. But you can't run the risk of a bunch of second and third team guys going, F it, I'm out. I'm getting in the portal. I'm going to go train for 4 months.
Speaking of that, fans mad, players mad, everybody mad. Grind brings it up, but the Florida State internal internet fans, the reaction is adding an entire element to college football, especially for highly ranked teams that are highly competitive on a national level in the portal that we've never had before, because you've been able to criticize your team's recruiting in the past, but if you're a fan, haven't had dollar figures and the precise thing that we kind of are beginning to get now inside the realm where
a little,
to an extent, it's more. Yeah. More public, more present, however you want to phrase everything. Is it UConn that's putting literally their collective's logo in the middle of their field? I think I saw yesterday.
I don't know.
I think it was UConn, and I'll get to them more in a minute. But with Florida State, you had people pointing out that they were wanting refunds and blaming their the media covering their team for being too Pollyanna.
Yeah.
Because they lied to them in their minds. They were wanting that. And then
that's fair.
It's fair. No, they're the galactic national champions, and you lose to Georgia Tech, and here we are. And then now fans criticizing the collective on how they actually use the money. But like, to me, this is the newest one that.
By the way, I want to go back to the media thing in a little while because I think it proves a point that I've made for a long time.
Okay, I can go back to right after this.
Because I don't get many points right, and I think I got this one right a long time ago.
This is no different, though, than you mad at Hendricks on the way he spent Hendricks for sending money forever or anything else. Like, fans being mad at the collective is the one thing that is very similar to the pro model of I'm mad at the GM and the way you're spending my money.
Yeah.
Because you have a general idea of where you stand in the pecking order. You know what I mean? Like, kind of know, sort of. And if you're using it in ways that don't make any sense or you did something wrong, that does very directly translate to how you would be mad at a front office or an ownership or a GM or anything else. I mean, Mickey Loomis is a cartoon character to me at this point because of the way he's done credit card bills. So, yeah, them being mad that you went out and paid DJ, whatever his name is, all this money.
Ukulele.
There you go. Ukulele?
That's what I say.
Okay.
Yeah.
All this money, and you – no weapons. They couldn't throw the ball down the field. They got beat up on the line of scrimmage. All this kind of stuff.
But wouldn't you love to know what they paid DJ?
I'd love to know, yeah.
Like precisely what'd you pay him?
Yeah. And maybe that's out there. I have no idea.
And who else were you in on, and how much did they end up costing? Could you have afforded those players? I mean, I was very critical of the Cubs not signing Juan Soto, right?
But you knew how much Juan Soto cost.
But I knew how much it cost. You know, I mean, I wanted the Cubs to sign Shohei Ohtani, but I got to see how much it cost and why you're like, okay, well, I guess I see why you didn't do that. And then on other guys, I was like, well, why didn't you do that? That would have made sense.
Yeah, the NFL overpays on quarterbacks all the time. It's the number one thing the NFL does wrong.
Well, if Dak Prescott gets a new deal with the Cowboys here in the next week, like a lot of people think he will, we'll know exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Precisely.
Yeah.
We'll know precisely what it is. And then you'll be able to go, well, that was overpay, or no, it worked. I mean, if the Cowboys go win the Super Bowl, everybody go, that was worth it.
Yep.
Right? I mean, to me, it's where college sports is sort of in this no man's land. Yeah, the guys are getting paid. Everybody wants them to get paid. They're getting paid. Okay, but there's no transparency. I mean, you and I cover Ole Miss. We have no. I would not be comfortable betting a lot of money on if someone said, how much money is Walter Nolan making? How much money is Jackson Dart making? I could take a guess, but it would not be a super educated guess, and I wouldn't feel awfully great about it. And that's covering Ole Miss. So if you say, what's Jalen Milroe making? I don't have no idea. I have no idea. What's Zach? What's the kid at LSU making? I don't know. What's the kid at what's the quarterback at A&M making? Wegman. I don't know. And then at the bottom of the list, right? If you said, what's his name? Talon Green at Arkansas. What's he making? What's the Vanderbilt quarterback making? I don't
What's
know.
Auburn handing Peyton Thorne?
Yeah. What's Auburn handing Peyton Thorne? I have no idea. If you told me it was $50,000, I'd be, oh, how about that? Or if you told me it was $500,000, oh, good for him. I don't know. Well, in the NFL, you know. I can go look up right now on some sport contract website and tell you exactly what Jalen Hurts is making in Philadelphia. To the penny. And so it's much easier to criticize or to talk about whether you overpaid or underpaid or whether you screwed it up. And in the NFL, you have a draft. And so not to defend Mike Norvell here because he's making a ton of money. It's going to be fine no matter what. But he can't even answer honestly with, well, we couldn't afford to pay the guy we wanted. Or, to be honest and go, hey, we reached out to the Dart kid at Ole Miss. We just couldn't get it done. We were going to try to steal him. Everybody lost their mind when the Miami coach said Alabama stole our kicker. Well, they did.
Yeah.
I mean, why do we get upset at it?
It's the way of the world.
He's a bad person. He shouldn't have said that. Why? It's the truth.
Yeah, they're in weird spots where you're absolutely telling the truth, and then it's also just the way of the world, so get used to it. Is what it is.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, he wasn't like throwing a conniption fit. He just was being honest. The guy said, you lost your kicker. And he goes, no, we didn't lose him. We know precisely where he is. I kind of liked I was like, yeah, good for you, man. I mean, that's cool. Didn't lose him.
He's over there.
There's no search party. Yeah. Where was he seen last? Tuscaloosa.
Yeah.
And in many ways, what Grind says here is right. Fans run their collective, and they're emotional after being left out. I'll give you an example. Okay. I really don't want to write a big check to the Oxford Charger Booster Club. Why? Because I want my money to go to the soccer program. I don't want to pay for a 5th helmet. I'm not criticizing 5 helmets. Football wants to buy 12 helmets. A new helmet for every game. Go for it. I'd rather give my money to soccer in the same way that the football parents would probably rather their money not go to soccer. And we can all do the kumbaya thing. But you want to know where your money goes. And so if you're a fan, Florida State, for example, and you're jacked up about this and you're giving your $1,500 a month to the War Hawk, War Chant, whatever the hell they call it, collective, and then your team goes and lays an egg in Ireland against Georgia Tech, I think it's fair to go, where'd my money go?
100%.
And you don't get to do that.
Because I gave money to feel good. I don't feel good right now.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, that's what you're doing. You're giving money to feel good.
Yeah.
This feels like shit. So.
Well, I mean, you got pissed off on Saturday night, and somebody's wife said sarcastically, we could have used that money. You'd be a lot happier right now. We could have gone to the beach, could have gone to that trip we were talking about, could have gone skiing, but we didn't. You gave it to a bunch of football players. Which one did you pay for, Jim? Now that you threw the remote through the television, now we got to go buy a new TV.
And the other thing about the Miami of Ohio deal with the kicker is, I mean, you've talked a lot about this. The coaches care about the kids, and a lot of times they go, you know what? You probably should take it.
Yeah.
I can't pay you $400,000 to kick at Miami of Ohio. So
no. Well,
enjoy.
And the coach at Miami didn't criticize the kid.
Yeah.
He just was he corrected the interviewer. You lost your kicker. He goes, no, we didn't lose him. He's not lost. We know where he is. He didn't say Alabama broke the rules.
It's a really good answer. I keep laughing every time I think about it.
But that kid didn't get into the portal and go, what to do? Let's see what happens. No, come on. He got called. People, and everyone tampers. I've said this all along. Everyone tampers. Miami of Ohio probably doesn't tamper. They would if they could. But the big boys tamper. Everyone does.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I know coaches.
I have a need. I'm going to fill the need.
Yeah, I know coaches at the
Group of five
level who said they've told kids, hey, look, I get it. Go get yours. Make sure you get it, though. That's what they'll say to them. Don't go on a promise.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. See the wire.
Yeah. Don't let them promise you $500,000 and then give you $10,000.
Uh-huh.
Make sure you get yours.
Yeah. But hey.
But I get it.
Congratulations.
Yeah. We can't pay you.
We love you.
We'd
been
pay
a hell
you
of a guy.
We'd pay you that if we could, but we can't. Yeah. I get it. Go.
Yeah. So. All right. We'll talk Lane in a minute. We'll let Neal give his thought on the Florida State, the media situation, all that and more coming up in a second. First, Citizens Bank, you're not just an account number. You're a valued member of the community. You find yourself in the market for a loan, whether for a new car, mortgage, business, checking, savings account. They're here to help you achieve your financial goals. Stop by and visit today at 902 Sisk Avenue, Suite E in Oxford to discuss your options with one of their experienced bankers who values your unique financial journey, makes every moment uniquely yours. Your success is their top priority, and while you're there, be sure to ask about the School Spirit debit cards. They donate an amount per every transaction to the local school of your choice, whether it's Oxford, Lafayette, or Regents.
You've had Wendy's nugs dipped in sauce, but have you had them covered in sauce? Wendy's new saucy nugs take the crispy and spicy nugs you love and turn them up to 11. Choose between flavors such as buffalo, honey barbecue, garlic parm, or if you're a real heat seeker, try spicy ghost pepper. Only on Wendy's signature spicy nugs. I dare you. That's 7 delicious ways to try the nugs you already love. Pick a flavor, grab some extra napkins, and prepare to nug like you've never nugged before. For a whole new way to nug, it's got to be Wendy's at participating U.S. Wendy's. We'll have the hand raise guys to you on Thursday evening. It's brought to you by Comer Heating and Air, Southern Air Conditioning and Heating, different names. Same great people, products, and services. If you live in Oxford, Batesville, Tupelo, or the surrounding area, call Comer 662-801-1777. If you live in Hernando, Memphis, or the surrounding area, call Southern 662-429-4429. I have a post-game column to you on Saturday after Ole Miss and Furman. It's brought to you by Window Hero. From window cleaning to pressure washing, gutter cleaning, gutter guards, and everything in between, Window Hero has the experience, equipment, and expertise to make your property look and feel brand new. If you're in North Mississippi, let Window Hero make your home or business's exterior look amazing. Their experts are fully bonded and insured. Window Hero provides specialized equipment, exclusive cleaning solutions, a satisfaction guarantee, and they can clean up to 4 stories on buildings. Window Hero has locations in Oxford, Tupelo, Pontotoc, Holly Springs, New Albany, and more. Roby and Susan Allen are dedicated to helping Oxford and all of North Mississippi with their windows, gutters, and everything in between. So call Window Hero at 662-510-7077 to get an estimate. Learn more at windowhero.com. Football season's back. Dead Soxy is here to keep you stylish and comfortable on game day. Elevate your game day look with officially licensed Ole Miss socks designed to show off that Rebel pride while providing unmatched comfort. Join the Dead Soxy crew outside the pavilion near Vaught Hemingway Stadium this Saturday from 11 a.m. until kickoff for exclusive game day deals. Don't miss out on incredible savings. Buy 3, get 1 free. Buy 5, get 2 free. Also, enter your name to get a free 7-pack, no purchase necessary. While you're there, check out the Sockscription service. Get the latest Ole Miss socks before anyone else. Come say hi to the crew and leave with the best socks in the game. And as always, stay Soxy. My report from yesterday's media gathering, there really was no practice report. We got no access to practice, nor do we get access to practice today, but that's okay. They're going to play Saturday. But it was brought to you by Southern Q Sauce. Ole Miss grads Hunter and Mimi Simpson formed Southern Q Sauce Craft Barbecue Sauce. It's crafted by hand. in small batches to capture that tangy, sweet, and smoky taste with just enough heat. The original recipe features the Deep South flavors of apple, cider vinegar, sweet brown sugar, tomato, and hickory. It's a blend of Tennessee, Mississippi, and the Carolinas with a sweet, smoky finish. Southern Q also has a variety of rubs for any occasion. So whether you're a professional pitmaster or an occasional backyard chef, Southern Q Sauce has the sauces and rubs to have your friends and family running back for more. Check it out for yourself, southernqsauce.com. Use the discount code Rebel Grove for 15% off your order.
Podcast also brought to you by G&M Pharmacy, 662-236-2222. They deliver locally in the Oxford area, and they offer MedSync. For your prescriptions the same day each month, take care of you. One trip to the pharmacy, one delivery. You have everything you need when you need it with G&M. Also available with Tyson Drugs in Holly Springs. They can transfer your medications very simply. One phone call, they take care of the rest. So Holly Springs or Oxford, 662-236-2222. So what you got?
So my theory has always been the reason that like just over-the-top homers in journalism stay in business is because ultimately they are providing a shield, kind of a buffer. Because look what happened. The football team was supposed to be awesome, go to the playoff, be great. The whole month of August, nobody bitched at War Chant.
Oh, they had a hell of a month.
Nobody said, hey, you guys are really making this too syrupy, too sweet. It's just too sweet. Nope. That didn't happen.
You think it was War Chant?
Whoever.
I'm kidding.
It's probably all of them.
I'm kidding.
But definitely War Chant.
Yeah.
I mean, for sure.
Yeah.
War Chant. But nobody said, hey, you guys, man, cool it. Tell us where there's bound to be some weaknesses. Tell us what you see. No. That was good. It was like drug. Just give me more. And then reality hit. Now, did War Chant play the game? No. War Chant didn't call any plays. It wasn't because of War Chant that Florida State couldn't stop the run.
Gene Williams had no say in that.
War Chant's not the reason that DJ Ukulele can't throw the ball downfield.
No.
But who got yelled at Saturday? Now, they deserved it because they were wrong. Bad wrong. But it's much easier to yell at the media than it is to go, damn, we're stuck with this quarterback for 11 games. Mike, your team wasn't ready to play.
And you're going to hear about it.
I'm pissed off at you. No, it's easier just to yell at those media guys. And they deserve it. But that's my observation. Because it would I'd only have a lot of sympathy.
So you're creating a service is what you're doing.
In many ways. I'd only really feel sorry for the Florida State fans if they'd spent the month of August going, hey, stop. That's way too positive. Way too positive. Stop. There's no way we're that good. There's no way our defense is a top 5 defense. There's no chance. So stop it. That's a lie. You're lying to me. No.
And then somewhere about the middle of the second quarter, they looked up and went, kind of getting handled at the line of scrimmage by Georgia Tech right now.
Yeah.
Because even that first drive, they went down and scored, and you went, galactic champions.
Yeah.
7-0.
See?
Done. Where's my pint?
Nobody sent anything to the guys at War Chant when it was 7-0 going, hey,
I don't know.
That wasn't what you said it would be.
No. And what typically happens is then when it goes wrong, you're mad at them for a minute, but they're upset too, so you're all grieving together.
Yeah.
And then you rebound together and you do it again, and there's a big cycle that comes. That's typically how that works.
Yeah. The folks at War Chant, it was a tough day for them.
Personally. Yeah.
Yes.
They were probably in Ireland, I assume.
Oh.
Someone was.
Absolutely. Probably had some post-game pints planned. They needed them, but for a different reason.
It's also really funny that it was Georgia Tech. Because, they completely look down on Georgia Tech.
Oh, yeah.
Smart kids over here, football, blah, blah. And then at some point they looked up and went, they've got the better quarterback.
That Georgia Tech roster is nowhere near as expensive as the Florida State one.
No. And Haynes King is a better quarterback than DJ, whatever the hell his name is.
Yeah.
Not close.
No.
He's a good quarterback.
No, he was a really good quarterback last year. Florida State may should have stolen him.
I will say that. I mean, G makes a good point in the stream. A lot of Ole Miss fans have seen some things over the years. They're kind of going, "Hold on, I'm little. Don't." They're all expecting a shoe to drop a little. Not all. There's a segment expecting a shoe to drop a
But
little
in
bit.
fairness to our side, I think we've tried to be as objective as humanly possible.
Here's the things that are really good, and here's the things that kind of make me go, if, then this is why.
I mean, I could make a lot more friends in August by going, I don't see how anybody beats this team.
Oh, I bet their YouTube chat was just fire and brimstone.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God.
Oh, yeah. An absolute shit show. Pardon the language.
But they weren't getting super chatted.
Oh, no. Getting sent invoices. I want my $9. Oh, there it's probably $12 now. Only at Rivals does it stay $9 forever.
They're independent now.
No, I think
did War Chant go to one of the other sides?
Didn't they go to On 3?
I don't know. Is that true?
I mean, I can look. I don't know.
I mean, it doesn't.
As it pertains to industry stuff, I just sort of put my head down and ignore.
Ignorance is bliss at times.
I'm guilty of like having the blinders on.
Yeah, they're on 3.
Yeah, what I thought.
Okay.
Got the clicks, though.
Big time performances. 5 FSU targets who shine this past weekend. High school recruiting.
Oh, okay.
Because that really matters.
Right now. Right now. That's what people want to hear.
4 flip candidates to watch. FSU still talking with targets committed elsewhere. An early FSU scouting report, Boston College.
Oh, yeah. Turn the page. Turn the page.
Going to beat the hell out of the Eagles.
Not looking back on that. That didn't. What happened in Ireland stays in Ireland.
Seminoles fall flat in opener.
Okay.
It's true. A week 0 to forget for FSU.
That's true.
Got the Mike Norvell press conference. I have not listened to that.
No.
I listened to a minute of Sarkisian yesterday, but that's the only other,
really?
other than Lane. That's the only thing I've heard.
I only listen to Lane.
So I think Sarkisian talked for a good while. You know, and you're not shocked by this because you talked about Penn State and kind of the way they did media. David Eckert, Penn State grad, covers Ole Miss with Clare and Ledger. Hear from him on Friday with your show. He said Franklin talks for like an hour.
Oh God.
He said when they do their weekly press thing, literally he'll be up there for 45 minutes to an hour.
Just sermonizing?
I don't know what he said. And he said they do a lot of it on Zoom because they've got so many people in like Harrisburg and other places that cover Penn State.
Can you imagine, Lane, if you said, "Hey, go talk"?
Hey, Lane, look, here's
minutes.
the standard at Ole Miss. You've got like 57 minutes. So
he'd say no, because he walks in some days and it's like, I don't want to be here.
Was there even a reference to the Coke Zero on the lectern yesterday?
No,
okay. Nothing.
Nothing.
That's
what I mean. I actually think after the last couple of weeks, he probably looks out into the room and goes, "These guys aren't so bad." Because we could have asked, "Hey, has it been a weird week with you and the Coca-Cola thing?" And everybody just kind of knows it is, and just, "Hey, we're not gonna harp on that."
The fact that the zero was up there though really made me laugh.
It was fantastic.
Have 2 no-calorie options, and then we got the red can that is very popular.
It was one of the suggestions that we said was do a whole line of Coke products. Just write down the thing. Just
whatever you need.
Steer into this.
Put the sport drink up there in the zero form. Put the whole thing up there. All good.
It would be funny, but I think it would maybe make things.
Dasani is known as the worst bottled water, and I'm not going to begin to tell you I can tell the difference between bottled water.
I don't think I could.
I mean, maybe I can tell the difference between that and Fiji or Voss, but as far as like putting them in order, no way in hell. I don't know. So but it does. It has a very, very bad rap as that and Aquafina. Actually, I do feel like Aquafina has a little bit of a strange taste.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, there seems to be something about Aquafina that's kind of different. So there've been photos of after storms, all the water's gone but Dasani.
Oh, yeah. Lane would be advised at this point just to let it go. Move on.
He was moving on.
Oh,
he was not bringing it up yesterday.
Clearly.
No. He could have grabbed the Coke Zero and taken a sip when he got in.
He could have steered.
Could have done that.
I just don't think that's where his brain is right now.
Somebody said Dasani's the most sold water bottle. I'd buy that because it's around the most. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd buy that. Look, it's the internet. There's a problem with everything. There's a section of the internet that hates anything out there.
Oh, yeah.
No matter what it is.
I guarantee you I could find someone on the
People
internet.
are miserable.
I could find someone on the internet who would hate a 72-degree day with a nice cool breeze and sunshine. No question. I could find somebody who hates it. Too cold, too hot, too sunny.
See, Robert, I'm kind of fascinated here now. I want to know what this cat said. He said the Ole Miss's IMC program had them watch a water sommelier video. Honestly, I'm sort of curious. What are we tasting? What are we even trying to taste the difference for?
I think that'd be an act. I'm not sure I'd buy that. I'm not sure I'd believe
You don't
it.
think there's a person out there with a palate that could really tell the difference between bottled water?
I mean, maybe, but like, how would you believe him? Like when you get a wine sommelier and they start telling you things they taste, you're like, oh, I guess I kind of see that.
Yeah, you don't have the vocabulary to know what you're tasting, but when someone tells you, you go,
oh yeah, there it is.
That is butterscotch.
Yes.
But I couldn't have come up with that.
Right. So if someone's drinking water and like, oh, these are minerals from some stream in Western Alaska. I'm like, okay, if you say so. I mean,
yeah, the entire country of Europe, they drink their water room temperature. We'll do over-unders tomorrow. I got Lane today, so I don't need it. I'll need it tomorrow.
Oh, we're going to do our final SEC over-unders?
Yeah, we'll do those tomorrow. That's kind of my plan. So we'll do this before and after the break. What'd you think, Lane? Mood yesterday? He was pretty locked in yesterday.
Yeah, I'm always struck sometimes by just how much he's changed in 3 years.
It's to a level that is really hard to explain because we don't know him personally, but just what we see, the temperament change, the organization, the big picture of him.
Most men in their 40s don't change that much.
He has.
He's changed like fundamentally.
He is a different human than 2019 when he showed up.
I mean, I guess it's just he got sober. I guess it's simply that simple. I don't know. I shouldn't probably say that out loud. That's my guess.
When he's talked about that change, I don't think it's...
Yeah. I mean, I think it's very clear that he's mourning his father.
Mm-hmm.
As one would expect.
Very valid.
It's only been a couple of months. I thought he almost got emotional yesterday when he got asked about Chris.
Yeah, he stopped himself, or that would have gotten... I mean, even that answer, I mean, Lane Kiffin, I don't think in 2019 would have either opened up or first thought been, hey, it's really cool to have Chris's kids here.
No. I could be wrong.
He said, hey, they moved in down the street. Like, I'm getting the whole deal there.
And I could be completely wrong on that. I don't know. I don't know him on any personal level. I think there's a mutual professional respect, but he doesn't know me personally. I don't know him personally. But he very much seems to be far more family-oriented today than he was 4 years ago. I think that's clear. I emphasize the word think. I could be completely wrong.
No, I mean, nothing on social media that has to do with Landry looks anything but realistic.
Yeah.
I mean, looks accurate. I mean, all of it.
I do find it fascinating that some of the outlets like Barstool and Outkick and some of them, they just can't let it. They need it to be Lane Kiffin is Joey Freshwater.
Mm-hmm.
They need that. It's like there's
no sign.
There's just zero sign of that. I mean, I don't know how. It's wild to me to watch. No, he's one of the guys. He's crazy. He's out at the bar. Like, no, he's not. I mean, what's Lane, 50?
Yeah, give or take.
He's got a kid in college. He's got 2 kids in college, actually, because the other daughter's out in California, right?
Yeah.
And then Knox.
Going to play volleyball at SC.
Yeah. Knox is in high school. He's got a college sophomore. He's running a high-level program that is like doing things in sort of revolutionary ways that requires a tremendous amount of maintenance, very obviously. I mean, it's wild to watch people go, no, he's out partying every night in Oxford, man. lock up the sorority girls. It's like, no. I mean, why do we keep doing this?
Look, he answered the question about Chris, but it led to exactly what you're talking about, which is Lane Kiffin in 2019, Lane Kiffin in 2020, whenever, prior to Lebby leaving, all that time. There was some missed meetings. There was stuff. There was always just a lack of organization that a lot of other people were kind of holding together. I think Lane would admit that. That is very known.
The narrative wasn't built on a lie.
Yeah. Look, did Lebby tell a little too many people and kind of let it take a little I don't know where it falls because I'm not in the building. Right. But that became a big sentiment around that, hey, Lebby was just holding this thing together and Lane was doing whatever and whatever.
Well, Lebby and Durkin both, yeah.
And that's not the case at any point. And look, Lane in 1920, they wouldn't have the stable of analysts that are putting their career rehabilitation or their career path into Lane Kiffin and the Ole Miss program.
No.
Lane Kiffin in 2020 would not have Zach Arnett and Joe Judge and even Chris Kiffin on his roster.
No.
What's your peers and the people that have been in stakes as high as you have doing to go, nope, I want to work there with this system and that organization?
Well, I mean, frankly,
that says more than anything could possibly say.
Yeah, frankly, 2019, 2020, maybe even into 2021, people were trying to get out of there as fast as possible. I mean, I think we can say that now without people losing their minds. And now people are trying to add that to their resume. I mean, for Joe Judge, this is for Arnett, it's a little more complicated because he's got property, I think, outside of Starkville that he's quite fond of.
Yeah, he's hanging out, and it's cool.
I think he's kind of driving back and forth every day, as crazy as that sounds.
Really?
That's what I've heard.
Okay.
I mean, I'm sure he's got a place to stay if he needs to stay overnight or whatever, but yeah, for a lot of people, I'm not putting Lane Kiffin's Ole Miss on the same plane with Nick Saban's Alabama. That's ridiculous. And maybe one day he gets there, but I mean, obviously that's going to take a minute. Nick Saban at Alabama, they kind of had a run. I don't know if you noticed. And not just winning, but building people, programs. I mean, look, Nick Saban's coaching tree is
immense.
It's got a lot of branches. So, but I do think that's the model he's trying to follow.
And people are trusting it and buying into it.
Yeah.
And there's not really a spot in the post-Alabama world. Ole Miss is as likely as anywhere else for that type of situation with
outside of Georgia.
Yeah. But they haven't had they have had more. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I don't know Georgia's entire analyst fleet in that way, but it's felt a little more tied to the program in a way, if that makes sense.
Maybe so.
Whatever that is, or like Muschamp. I mean, like, okay, that makes sense.
I kind of agree with Tupelo Reb 99 here. He says something happened post Auburn, the Auburn job thing. Mentally, something happened. I completely agree. I can't prove that. But it does feel like there was some sort of a seismic shift that was around that week. Because listen, I'll say it. On the Monday of that Egg Bowl week, I would have bet a lot of money Lane Kiffin was going to Auburn.
Yeah.
I mean, I would have.
Everything was strange that week.
On Saturday night in Fayetteville, that in the post-game press conference, I would have just gone, if you'd said odds, I'd have said 99%.
And I would have kept that thought all the way through the first team meeting he had talking about it with his team on like that Tuesday, maybe.
Yeah, well, Monday, I think.
Okay, Monday or Tuesday.
Yeah.
Because he had two.
Yeah.
At the end of the first one, I went, because we had people in the room, and it went, wow, that was strange.
Gone. Yeah, he's leaving.
That was weird.
I mean, I knew things. I mean, something happened. And, and it was, I don't know, seismic apparently. Because he's been a kind of a different person since then.
I leave Lou Spanos out, too, and should not do that. He's another guy that they're very, very high on.
He's the defensive guy?
Yeah, the analyst.
He's probably my favorite coach to watch.
Oh, really?
At practice.
Energy. Teaching.
Teaching. He's energized, but he's not one of these crazy.
He's not a strength coach.
Yeah, where it's like, oh, this is completely false. Like you're not this way. This is an act. He did a lot of work in August when Princely Aman Mielen. Isn't that weird? I can't say DJ Ukulele's name, but I can do Princely's. It's weird.
I spell it now without having to look, which is nice.
It's good.
Yeah.
When Princely early in camp, and I don't know what his status is for Saturday, but early in camp when he really couldn't do anything physically yet with the labrum, Lou would just have him out. It was kind of just him and the kid from Miami that was hurt early in practice, DJ Holmes Jr., I think is his name.
That's correct, yes.
But it was mostly Princely. And they were working on like pass coverage and stuff, and it was very precise. And you could tell Princely like really was soaking in that level.
The technique.
The coaching. Hey, you can't go do these physical things yet, so let's make the most of this time doing things that aren't going to irritate your surgery repair.
Mm-hmm.
And it was interesting to watch. It's kind of the whole August.
And Princely bought into it.
Yeah, well, because the guy's very clearly a very good coach.
Yeah.
And so it was very precise. So yeah, it wasn't wild and crazy at all. It was clinical.
Mm-hmm.
It was interesting in the midst of, because you have other people around. Hey, let's go! The world's coming to an end right now. Here we go. Hats on fire. And he was just like, no, we're just working on this thing.
Yeah. Calm.
It was very calm. Yeah, it was.
Yeah. He's playing chess.
Yeah.
Not whatever the hell the other stuff is sometimes. Yeah. All right. We'll actually talk about what Lane Kiffin said yesterday after 1 second. First, Blue Sky Live brought to you by the Ole Miss Athletics Foundation. Fall sports underway, so don't forget to download your mobile tickets into your Apple or Android wallet before heading to Vaught Hemingway. Brett Young's performing at the SJB Pavilion on August 31st. That's this Friday, along with Josh Kelly and Mustache the Band. Call the Ole Miss ticket office or visit them online to get your tickets today. And same day is the 2024 men's and women's basketball season ticket donation renewal deadline. If you want to get your ticket priority points up before seat or parking selections, call the foundation, 662-915-7159. And for more information, that's givetoathletics.com, Giveto athletics.com.
All right, I shouldn't do this. I'll read a couple of ads in a second. Hold on, I'm gonna get back to the ads, but I got to do this because my mind will disappear. I'm talking about a competitor.
What are we doing?
It's popped up on my YouTube. Ole Miss prepares to shock the world.
Uh-huh.
At this point, given all of the love that Ole Miss has received this preseason, what would
shocking the world would actually be like 2-10. Really went.
Yeah, I mean, a positive shocking the world would be like they win the Super Bowl. I mean, what are we talking about?
Because if Ole Miss wins the national title, it is not a shock.
No. When they're
literally one of the 5 teams that is picked to win the title.
90% of the people that do this are putting them in the playoffs. Well, if you make the tournament, you've got a chance to win the tournament.
Yes, you do.
Because not everybody's going to make the tournament.
Yes. It's odd right now when Ole Miss has a road playoff game in the predictions.
Yeah, so Ole Miss.
Shock would be, hey, Ole Miss went 4-8. And you go, I'd be damn. What the hell
that would
happened?
be a shock. Yeah. I mean,
seriously. There is no positive shock.
Where was hand raised, guys, when Ole Miss prepares to shock the world? Which world? The college football world? They're not going to be shocked. If Ole Miss goes 11-1 and makes the playoff and is in the national semifinal, there's not going to be that many people who are shocked. What the hell are you talking about? That's what I mean. That's the stuff. It's over the top, Pollyanna, oh my God, because it's all you know. It's the one play in your playbook, so by God, you run it.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
No, or from our sponsors.
Brought to you by Rustic Revivals, based out of Flowood, Mississippi. Rustic Revivals builds tables and other furniture by hand with locally sourced lumber. The husband and wife team of Josh and Ashley Pierce specialize in custom-ordered tables, beds, dressers, coffee tables, bookshelves, decorative cabinets, chairs. They've got a limited selection of ready-for-pickup pieces available in their shop as well. Rustic Revivals delivers within 250 miles of Flowood. They're in the Jackson area. All pieces are sealed for protection. Listen, podcast listeners can take 10% off their purchase by using the code REBELS10. That's REBELS10. The QR code will be on the YouTube stream. You'll see that on Thursday afternoon when the first episode of MPW Digital Extra airs. So you can check that out there. You can also go to rusticrevivalsms.com. Check them out on Facebook at Rustic Revivals MS or on Instagram at Rustic Revivals. I suggest the Instagram page, by the way. It's really cool. A lot of photos of really quality work. You can order directly by calling 228-217-1243, or you can email rusticrevivals@gmail.com. Are you retiring soon? How long should you wait to take Social Security? What accounts should you pull from first? Are you already retired? Should you consider Roth conversions? These are just some of the questions that can only be answered with a personalized retirement income plan. Andrew Sego Wealth Management, specializes in helping folks just like you come up with their retirement game plan. Whether you meet at his office in Collierville or prefer Zoom from anywhere, schedule a free discovery meeting. See what they can do for you. It's rebelsretire.com. We're also brought to you by Grenada Home Center. They've got paints by Benjamin Moore, Pittsburgh Paints, Farrell Calhoun, flooring of any and all types, stone countertops, whether you're looking for granite, quartz, or anything else, window treatments from plantation shutters to whatever else suits your fancy. It's all there at Grenada Home Center, 1301 Sunset Drive, Suite H in Grenada. Call them at 662-226-3127. And we're brought to you by Arnett's Fine Jewelry. It's a fourth-generation jeweler located in the old Lamons Jewelry Building on North Lamar Avenue in Oxford. They offer expert jewelry repair, diamond engagement rings, wedding bands, stackable diamonds, super gifts for many occasions, flexible bangles, diamond pendants. Basically, if you're looking for something in jewelry, they've got it at Arnett's. They can also help you find that awesome gift for Christmas as we start getting closer and closer to the holiday season. At Arnett's, they want to be your jeweler.
Podcast also is sponsored by BetterHelp. What's something you'd love to learn as an adult? Do you make time to learn new things as often as you like? Or is that lost in childhood? Kids are always learning and growing, but as adults, sometimes we lose that curiosity. What's something you'd like to learn? Gardening, new language, how to finally beat your best friend in bowling. Therapy can help you reconnect with your sense of wonder because your back to school era can come at any age. Therapy is great to talk to somebody who's just there for you. No preconceived notions, their own emotions, things that cloud up, making you feel better. So check out BetterHelp. If you're thinking of starting therapy, they're a great place to try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, suited to your schedule. Fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist. Switch therapists at any time for no additional charge. Rediscover your curiosity with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/MPW to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/MPW. How real do you think some of these injuries are?
I don't know.
We saw Juice running around in a photo the other day.
I mean,
The player, not the dog. The dog appears to be hurt.
yeah, that was a blown opportunity yesterday when
To ask about the dog.
he said, "Well, we hope they play." I should have said, "How's the dog?"
Well, he's already ruled him out for the Walk of Champions.
Oh, really?
Yes, he has ruled Juice out for the Walk of Champions.
I mean, there is some inconsistency there
He has not ruled out any players.
from an injury reporting
It
standpoint.
is my favorite Lane Kiffin quote, though, because he always answers with, "I hope so."
Yeah.
I mean, that's true.
It's true.
It's not wrong.
No, it's not a lie.
It gave us zero information,
Yeah.
but it's
Do you expect
accurate.
them to play? I hope so.
I hope so. I'd love for him to wake up tomorrow and be 100%. It's maybe a better version than just, he's day to day. Aren't we all?
Yeah.
Like, it's true.
So
Watkins has been nursing the hamstring the whole camp,
whole camp.
which a lot of his career. I mean, it's a constant problem with him.
I think this is where we get back into the whole preseason thing. The way the schedule shapes up.
They're
Like,
just not.
Lane can't say this, nor should he say this. But would you have had this camp if you opened the season with Kentucky?
And he kind of said the schedule allows for it. At times over the course of the preseason, he has said the schedule somewhat allows for it, and his team being fairly experienced sets up for it. That if you're trying to get tons of new people who had never played college football before in roles, then you might have to go hit a little.
Yeah.
Do some stuff.
So, like, if you told me that, hey, Juice Wells doesn't play much on Saturday, but he would have played had it been a different opponent. Because, look, if you need 2 or 3 of these guys to beat Furman, then we're not having – we're shocking the world at that point. I don't know. I mean, I don't think he's lying about it. I think the from everything I've heard, the concern is some of the offensive line injuries.
Well, I mean, that would be where, in my mind, the concern would stick, right? Because Jaquan Scott's out for some period of time. Caleb Warren's had a knee thing.
Jerquan Scott was in some ways their best offensive lineman in camp. And Caleb Warren's a really dependable guy that's been in the program for, 27 years? I mean, I'm being hyperbolic, obviously, but Caleb's been around a minute. They can trust him. So now you're like, okay, we're down both of those guys?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that, that does force you to go to some people that maybe you don't know if you can trust them yet. Only one way to find out, I guess.
I mean, because as you said yesterday, you don't have to win the game 72-3 for it to be some big thing. Just go win the game, look at some stuff, check out a bunch of rotations up front to see what you do have.
If the final were 27-10, yes, some fans would get worked up about it. It's not going to matter. Any.
1-0.
Like literally a 0% mattering.
1-0, moving on.
0% mattering. The committee would never look back and go, well, that Furman game, August 31st. We got to talk about that, boys. Nah.
I know they're 11-1, but hey.
Nah, but the one of those 11, no, because you probably could do that with almost everybody at some point. It just doesn't matter.
I did like somebody slipped Lane a piece of paper and went, hey, they were tied with Carolina in the second quarter last year. So go ahead and say that.
Yeah,
and they were like 14-all or something.
14-all. Look, they're a solid FCS program if you talk to people about them.
They're ranked 12th.
Yeah.
They're good.
They were in overtime in the national quarterfinals last year.
They were. Montana or Montana State. I don't remember.
I think it was Montana, but whatever.
I don't remember.
Tomato.
Okay.
Umanmiele and ukulele.
Yeah, I don't feel like we got any injury news.
Well, no.
We're not going to.
I mean,
the one bit of news was Golding going to the press box. And it's a symptom of the fact that they have so much information at their hands that they feel like he can see and be calmer. I thought that was the more interesting part, not just seeing, but essentially, hey, just sit up there and look at your stuff and then tell somebody.
Not have people in your face, not
have to go talk and whatever. Just look at the info and then tell us what's going on.
Yeah.
Thought that was really.
Yeah.
Because he made a comment that he thinks they have more information than the NFL does on their pads.
Well, they do because the NFL's not allowed to look at video.
It's true.
They look at still photos.
They do. They look at still photos. And here, you just get to watch a replay in real time, essentially, and doctor it up, do whatever you want to do, and you get the helmet communications. He can talk to who ends up wearing the helmet communication on defense. I don't know. Daugherty would be my guess, but it's a complete guess.
I think it'll be multiple people.
It will, yeah. Because they've talked about that with the helmets and being a problem at times. I want to see how he uses second-team quarterbacks.
Exact word that Pete used.
Okay.
He actually didn't refer to it as a problem. He referred to it as something more specific than that. But, to that point, he won't be down there having to sort that kind of thing out. That's for somebody else. He'll be up in the box, calmer with his.
Mm-hmm. That's smart. Makes sense.
Now, I think last year they liked his presence on the sideline. That could change. Again,
they could do it for 2 weeks and go, nah, let's do something else.
Might get 2 weeks in and go, no, we need him.
Let's send somebody else up there and they can do it and tell me.
Send Zach Arnett up there. Pretty good defensive mind.
That's a good point.
Again, no one's going to say this out loud, nor should they, but there is a certain experimental perspective to the first 3 or 4 weeks.
Let's try it.
Yeah, because, if you're stumbling in one of the first 4 weeks, none of this is happening. Clearly.
Just takes away the margin for error.
Well, it does that. It would do that, that's for sure.
That's what War Chant would say. After you lose to Middle Tennessee. Hey, guys, you just got to play better.
Yeah.
That's true.
All right, you got to beat Georgia now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all you got to do. Now that Oklahoma game's a must win. Okay?
Yeah.
It's fine.
You like to wonder what happened to Juice the dog. Sounds like he got a hold of a knife and was running.
Knife was my understanding, right? And isn't that what Lane said?
I can't remember whether Lane said it or not, but it seems like I read it.
Or did you say it on Twitter?
It may have been the talking dog.
Was it the talking dog?
You would think that a dog capable of talking and typing on Twitter would be smart enough not to grab a knife and start running.
I mean, he had to have stitches in the leg.
It was pretty clear that he'd cut it up pretty good. That was probably
doubtful. Lane said only Juice could cut himself with a knife. Doubtful for Walk of Champions.
Oh, doubtful.
So doubtful.
Doubtful.
And it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 stitches.
True.
Pretty good cut.
Pretty intense.
Like here.
Yeah.
Kind of on his forearm, if you will.
It's probably pretty painful.
Hey, Juice on August 24th said, due to the new SEC reporting rules, we must publicly announce I'm out for today's mock game. Update Wednesday on my status for Furman.
It's incredible.
So
really incredible.
Someone said, Juice.
What's the name of that kennel? The
Wild Rose.
I mean, Wild Rose. Not only do they teach dogs to sit, fetch, they taught that one how to type on presumably a phone. Incredible.
Oh, what's that? Sammy said, a tweet that Michigan football has called for an important all-hands meeting this morning.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'll look for it in a minute.
Maybe some penalties are coming down.
Someone said Juice on IR for 3 weeks, asking if that stood for injured retriever. It's true. I'm kind of all in on the whole thing. I'm fine. Like it's look, the sport is stupid by rule, so let's be stupid. Like,
I told you that yesterday. I was like, I kind of blew that chance, but I was gonna have to ask for the mic. It was on the complete opposite side of the room, and then I was gonna have to be like, I don't know. I already have that reputation for people think that I ask the stupid questions, and so they don't. I couldn't tell whether he was in that mood either.
He was okay.
Yeah, what happened to the dog?
I mean, he brought it up on Twitter, so it's fair game.
Oh, it's definitely fair game. I don't think he would have yelled at me and thrown the Coke Zero at me or anything. But he might have looked at me like, really, today? Are we doing this?
Okay. That's fine. I'm trying to think anything. There was nothing else, right? That was it.
Yeah. I mean,
because he talked around several questions.
He did.
What he said, what he meant is up, though. You can go read it, get some thoughts on that. He was very positive. He pointed out the fact that they have so much new is it makes them relook at everything from step one. That was a good answer. I thought he was pretty locked in yesterday, even including the Chucky Mullins answer when the detail about Chucky. He didn't just say one nice sentence about JJ and sort of move on. Opened up about Caden having lost his father and then had assisted him with his. Yeah. I thought that was a really good answer yesterday.
I think that's why
the family answer was really good. Like Lane, from a sentimental, emotional family, he was as open as he has ever been there for just a regular random Monday press conference.
Agreed.
He was great. So yeah, read that if you will. Again, all those things up. Pointed out Judkins is a big loss.
He did.
Went to it.
Referred to him as an elite
back who had a lot of carries, which is true.
It is true.
Yeah, he was very honest yesterday. Lane's usually honest, but he was very honest yesterday.
Yeah.
About everything.
Yeah.
For the most part, except injuries.
I mean, again, the Quinshon Judkins thing, I've seen other people sort of try to gloss over it. I mean, look, it's a real loss.
It's a big deal.
They'd be a better football team with Quinshon Judkins.
Yeah.
Now, it might be too big of a distraction, and it might mess up their chemistry and those things. All of those things can be true at once. And in fact are.
But he's a very good football player.
But he's a very good football player.
Yeah. Prime Shrimp, primeshrimp.com. Got 8 different flavors available for you. Soy ginger is their most recent offering. They got full meals in a bag, the French Quarter Alfredo, the garlic herb butter. Their best seller is the New Orleans style barbecue. They got the Louisiana shrimp bowl if you want a little spicier option there. The signature is one of my favorites. It's a great all-purpose seasoning from Prime Shrimp. Again, the New Orleans-based company with restaurant-quality shrimp. They also have 2-pound bags of individually frozen shrimp, a lot like what's at the grocery store option there from them. Again, fewer than 10 minutes, freezer to plate. They ship directly to your door, and to cheapen it up a little bit for you, help you out. Buy 5 pouches or more, however you'd like to make that happen, and you get 25% off with code RG. Again, that's code RG at primeshrimp.com.
College Corner is in Oxford. If you guys are coming up this weekend for the football game, stop by the College Corner right off of Sisk Avenue in the Oxford Commons. More than 4,000 square feet of the best Rebel gear. Plenty of parking available. Their staff's going to have you in and out, ready for the Grove, ready for Vaught Hemingway in no time. You can also check them out at collegecornerstore.com. We're brought to you by Wonderbird Spirits, Mississippi's only gin distillery. Wonderbird Spirits is located on Old Taylor Road between Oxford and Taylor, just minutes from the square. Wonderbird boasts a newly expanded 7,500 square foot state-of-the-art distillery operation on 20 acres of magnificent Mississippi farmland. Rentals for football game weekends have gone on sale, are very limited. They can accommodate private parties of various sizes. They offer a tasting room, grounds, bathrooms, and a catering room on site as part of their packages. Get in touch with them at wonderbirdspirits.com. Follow them on Instagram at wonderbirdspirits. For inquiries, you can email info@wonderbirdspirits.com or call 662-205-0779. When you work with Argent Wealth's 401k advisory services, you gain a valuable advisory team and time-saving resource that will help you develop and maintain a solid strategy for your retirement plan. They're committed to providing you with the personalized attention and involvement that you want and need. Their goal is to help you manage your 401k plan properly and ultimately improve your employees' retirement readiness. It's myargentwealth.com. We're brought to you by John Edwards, Regency Travel Incorporated in Memphis. This is pretty simple. If you're thinking about traveling, especially if you're thinking about going overseas, if you're thinking about doing something that is pretty complex, you want someone that's going to help you create a lifetime of unique memories. John can do that. Just give him some parameters, give him a budget. He's going to give you options that you probably won't find on your own. 901-494-3387 or send him an email, jedwards@regencytravel.net. Get the beautiful, healthy smile you deserve at Corinth Dental. Dr. Bubba McQueen, Dr. Jenny Beth Hendrick are devoted to restoring and enhancing the natural beauty of your smile using conservative, state-of-the-art procedures that will result in a beautiful, long-lasting smile. From routine checkups to advanced treatment, including implants and Invisalign, Corinth Dental is here to help you achieve your smile goals. Schedule your appointment today. Take the first step toward a better version of yourself. It's corinthdental.com. Chase mentioned what he said, what he meant. That's brought to you by myperfectfranchise.net. Get in touch with them if you're looking to put your life and your career in your own hands. It's 100% free. You've got nothing to lose. Contact Andy Ludicky at andy@myperfectfranchise.net or call 404-973-9901. I'll have a mailbag to you on Wednesday. It's brought to you by Art Hayes, Sotheby's International Realty. Art can help you buy or sell your property, your home, anywhere in the world at no charge to you. Seriously. So get in touch with him. He's part of Sotheby's International Realty. Just call and ask him how. 612-805-5929 or email art at arthur.hayes@lakesmn.com. Neal's Picks debut on Thursday. They're brought to you this year by Kaiser Flooring. With locations in Oxford and Batesville, Kaiser Flooring provides outstanding quality flooring products and installation services to residential and commercial properties. They carry the best in hardwood, laminate, vinyl, and tile flooring, as well as carpeting. Their goal is to offer amazing and durable flooring products and superior services to help make your life easier. Kaiser installs your flooring quickly, delivers the best flooring experience possible. So their staff is always ready to ensure that they complete your flooring project to your satisfaction. Contact them today for a free estimate. Go to kaiserflooring.com or call them in Oxford, 662-830-3194, or in Batesville at 662-371-1912.
Northeast Spark, NESPARC, serves people across rural communities. Two packages, the Ignite or the Blaze. The Blaze, their fastest option. It's up to 1 gig. Your hometown team bringing you world-class broadband. That's nespark.com. Phone service, parental controls, network security, and plenty more. So again, to get the best internet in Lafayette County, also parts of Union and Pontotoc counties, nespark.com, 662-238-3159. What did I have up a second ago? I kind of lost my train of thought for a second. Sure, take on Brett Yormark, really facing his first sort of challenge internally. He's been great as far as trying to make them the number 3 conference. being very creative with ways to get revenue, not ruled out anything, but is having to really pigeonhole to try to get UConn into the Big 12. Talking about trying to get them in basketball as early as 2026. Talking about that football would take up to 2031 potentially for UConn to be Big 12 ready and in football at that point. But as I'm reading through here,
how could anyone even remotely guess what 2031 is going to look like, the way the sport has changed?
Well, it's kind of what a lot of other presidents in the league are saying is, hey, we don't want to be hamstrung to that right now where that's on contract.
Yeah.
They've already turned down Gonzaga because Yormark has been trying to get Gonzaga into the Big 12 for basketball. That's been an ongoing thing, and he has not been able to pull that off. They need 12 of 16 to greenlight the addition of a new member, and says that said he still has plenty of convincing to do, that UConn is a sound move and that the Big 12 needs to act fast. The apprehension is understandable, obviously, is they're trying to go ahead and expand again before the paint's even dry on the previous expansion at this point.
If I'm them, if I'm other Big 12 schools, I'm like, hey, why don't we slow our roll a minute? I think I would be waiting like everyone else. Let's wait and see what happens with the ACC. Because that's obviously your next expansion project if you decide to expand.
6 Big 12 schools have come out publicly and said they're in favor of adding UConn. 2 are against, and then there are 8 that have not commented.
Who are the 2 that are against?
I don't
Doesn't
know.
say.
No, I don't know.
All right. I would just be reluctant right now, as volatile as the landscape is, to make a lot of plans.
This is an interesting statement, though, because we know what the power and where that power sits. We talked about this a good bit yesterday. Reading here says adding UConn to the Big 12 would not only devalue the Big East contract that Fox completed just 2 months ago, it would also require amending the Big 12 contract. Sources indicate ESPN, the other Big 12 partner in the current media rights deal, supports the move.
Oh.
So the 4 letters do have power.
Oh, well, there's no question about that.
They have a seat at the table.
Yes.
Big seat.
Yeah.
End of the table.
Kind of like a throne. Yes. And not a toilet throne, but a throne throne.
Jewels and whatnot.
Yeah, whatnot, yes. Velvet and such.
So, I don't know. It says the cable giant may be interested because it doesn't have UConn basketball among its rights. ESPN was an early partner with the Big East when the league exploded nationally in the 80s. None of the current discussions have anything to do with the ongoing consideration of public equity, blah, 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 blah. So, yeah. We'll see. I mean, look, I get any league wanting UConn basketball, for God's sake.
Yeah.
Because a non-SEC game, UConn is the number 1 team in the country I want to watch.
Yeah. And
I will turn on UConn basketball.
And what I don't know is, at this stage, how much does basketball factor in? I know it does factor in, but how much does it factor in?
Well, and believing in a program, not a tenure. Because, look, those are 2 completely different things.
Yeah. Is this because
Dan Hurley is damn good, or is this because UConn basketball is UConn basketball?
And I mean, they won with other people, but again, it'd be the question I'd love to have.
They were good for a year under Kevin Ollie.
Well, because I'd love to have this conversation with Duke, right?
Yeah.
Like, if and when the ACC sort of starts to splinter, I'd love to ask the people at the Big Ten, the Fox, ABC, Disney, hey, how do you view Duke? Easily one of the biggest names. I mean, if I told people at Ole Miss, hey, Duke's coming to town in basketball this year, that game would sell out. Right?
100%.
100%. I mean, Duke's big.
100%.
What is that? But yet Duke football is not that big of a deal. So what would that do? How attractive does that make Duke?
And I don't know.
And I don't know the answer to that. I have no idea. Someone at Disney could go, look, that's so big that we bite the football bullet to get the basketball cake. I don't know.
Yeah.
Beats me. Or they might go, hey, they're a big basketball product, but nobody cares.
This is one thing somebody asked on the stream, so I actually appreciate bringing it up because I don't know the answer to this. I will be curious if we hear or see a final result on any potential punishment for Xavion Harris after the domestic violence charge that came a couple weeks ago.
Well, that put some other things on the table.
Yeah, I was told that brought up or it reopened some previous things that would have been removed had the probation stayed clean.
Correct.
He had the DUI, the multiple pullover thing that night,
right.
the accident last year.
That they'd sort of essentially reached a plea bargain sort of a thing.
Yes.
But that goes.
It required a clean slate moving forward.
That went away, and so that goes back to the.
So I have heard.
Process.
Look, this is scuttlebutt stuff. I have heard they have at least discussed some pretty extensive punishment for this. Is that true? Is that where it's sticking? I have no idea. So I will be curious to see what that looks like this week and moving forward. Again, maybe one other reason. I mean, there's 1,000 reasons, but another reason for no depth chart because I don't know where it sits.
Oh, I'm sure that was part of it.
Yeah.
It's probably part of the reason that there's no media viewing this week.
Mm-hmm. So I don't know, but I do not think this has been an easy decision. I don't think it's something that was decided very quickly, and it's not something that at least, look, I don't know what the final punishment will or will not be, but people with voices have at least considered pretty prominent penalties. So we will see what that looks like as we move forward there.
Yeah, they're not keeping us out because they hate us. They're keeping us out because they don't want to lie to us. And so,
yeah, there's reasons.
There's reason. Yeah, I get it. I actually have a lot of respect for it. Don't tell me I can come to practice as a media member and then go, hey, but don't write this, and this. No, I can't stand that. If there's stuff you just don't want me to write, then don't let me see it.
Yeah.
Now on Saturday, he's either going to be on the sideline or he's not.
Correct.
So again, that's one of the reasons it's like, okay. I mean, we're going to get to the point where he's either going to be dressed or not, or on the sideline or not.
Mm-hmm.
And at that point, it'll be.
We'll know.
Yeah.
Or have a better idea.
He'll be able to report it that, hey, he wasn't there. And at that point, probably someone could say, hey, Lane, Xavier Harris didn't appear to be on the sideline. What's his status?
Mm-hmm.
And Lane's going to go, I have no comment.
Yeah. I hope he plays.
I don't even think he'd say that.
Yeah.
I think it would just be, I can't get into that.
Yeah.
Which would be not
enlightening to some degree.
It would be enlightening because he wouldn't go, no, he was there.
Yeah, correct. We'll hit over-unders tomorrow on the show for the SEC. We'll do post-final. I've got some quarterback tiers I found interesting from The Athletic last night or this morning, something like that, including one tier 2 that I found really interesting. So we'll go over those a little bit.
We were going to get there today, but then we talked war chant.
I know, got off subject. That's fine.
Got off the.
I'll switch the info.
We weren't disciplined the way that
our eyes were not in the right place.
I mean,
we were 2016 Ole Miss defense, or whatever year it was. Really, you could pick a year.
There were several years.
Yeah, this is a multiple choice answer that is potentially.
We just didn't get our fits right. Yeah,
that's very true.
Is that what it means when there's the hole this big and someone just goes running through it like a pickup truck? Yeah.
Again, basically. I felt sympathy for Wesley during those days because it's like, what do you want him to say?
And some of the people
they are too small and too slow to get there and make the tackle.
These people would ask these kind of emotional questions, and he would just look at them like, "You see what you're looking at it, right? I mean, what do you want me to say?"
Yes, eyes not in the right place means not fast enough to get to the spot.
That's I'm starting a linebacker who's 5'9" and 190 pounds, and he's trying really hard. He's awesome. Going to be a really good coach one day, but
he's
size-speed
not
ratio.
DeMeco Ryans.
Size-speed ratio matters.
Yes. So, all right. MPW Digital, more stuff coming to you, rebelgrove.com and more. So take care. Have a good day, and we'll be with you again tomorrow.